When you're editing design, sometimes it can be difficult to smoothen things out or reduce the amount of points in the object. And the more points there are, and by points I mean anchor points, if I select this object and go into Shape Edit by clicking the Shape Edit icon, you can see that there's a lot of points in this. So if I want to actually change the position of these, I have to move a lot of these points to get it into the position I want, and that can be difficult to do. Not only that, but sometimes you can get some kind of rough edges where things just don't look very clean, and there is a tool inside of the software that will help reduce the number of points and also smoothen out some of the rougher edges. And just to show you, if I select this shape, it's the identical shape. I'm going to use it as a reference here. So I'm going to right mouse click. I have this one selected. I'm going to right mouse click and choose Simplify Smoothen. When I open this up, it gives us a little preview window here. The default is at about 50 for this one. This one is at about 30. I'm just going to try to put it back, or 35. About the default, because they're right there in the middle. I just used it so it remembered the settings that I had previously used. But there are three options: curve precision, angle tolerance, and distance tolerance. The curve precision determines how closely the path of the original artwork will be followed. The lower the setting will result in greater reduction in the number of those anchor points that we saw. The angle tolerance determines the range of angles that will be preserved during the smoothing effect. And the distance tolerance sets the minimum size of a corner that will be considered for the purposes of smoothing. So just to show you, if I come down here, you can see that it's already different just by opening it up with the default settings. If you look at this corner right here, you can see it has a little bit sharper of an edge to it. There's a little bit more waviness in this and a little bit sharper of a point right here and here. It's a little bit smoother already just with the default settings. But if I come down on the precision, you'll notice that it will smooth out even more. And if I take this angle tolerance and I move it up, it's going to actually help smoothen things out even more as well. If I go all the way down, you can see that angle, it's allowing those angles to the angle points to still be kind of sharp. So if I go up higher, it's going to smoothen them out. And the distance tolerance isn't going to make much of a difference. You won't really see much of anything here. It will work different for different designs. But just with this setting right here, we can already see it's a lot smoother. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at it. I'll hit OK here, and it will load that on the page. And you can see already that there's waviness in here. There's a little point right here where it's not all the way smooth, and you can see that this is really smoothed out here. Even right here, there's a little bit of an edge to this, and it is more smooth around that corner. Same thing with here. And same thing with there. So if I select this one and I go to the edit mode, you're going to see that it's going to have all these points. So editing this is kind of difficult. If I come to the one that I used Simplify and Smoothen for, and I right click on it, notice how it reduced the nodes or anchor points considerably. Now editing this is going to be much easier because I'm not going to have to deal with as many of these anchor points. So it does two things. It'll simplify it by reducing the number of anchor points, and then it will smooth it so that it will not have as many rough edges or waviness to the shape. So that is the Simplify and Smoothen feature, and to access it, you just select something, and then with the regular selection tool, you right click and choose Simplify Smoothen to get to that dialog window, and then you can make the changes here. And that is Simplify and Smoothen.